Thanks for joining us on our virtual tour of the Tippecanoe Battlefield Museum. I'm Rick Conwell, Museum Manager for Tippecanoe County Historical Association, here on the battlefield, operated by Tippecanoe County Park and Recreation Department. In our last episode, we gave you a glimpse into what life might have been like at Prophetstown, the headquarters of the large Native alliance that was forming under Tenskwatawa, the Shawnee prophet, and his brother Tecumseh. Today, we'll travel to Vincennes, the territorial capital of the Indiana Territory, and Grouseland, the home of Territorial Governor William Henry Harrison, at which Harrison is preparing for a meeting with Tecumseh, who he now recognizes as what he terms the efficient man of the Native Alliance at Prophetstown. Tecumseh is on his way to Grouseland in the summer of 1810 for a meeting, along with an entourage of about 300 warriors, which is destined to upset Harrison and the local citizenry. But the issue between the two is the 1809 Treaty of Fort Wayne. It has become a matter of doctrine for the Prophetstown Alliance that all Native peoples are one people and that no land can be sold without the mutual consent of everyone. So in order for this doctrine to be credible, the alliance cannot accept the existence of this 1809 treaty, which was signed with the Miami and Potawatomi and other tribes that in the government's view have legitimate claims to residency in this area, whereas much of the population of Prophetstown comes from far away. So the meeting takes place outside Harrison's home in what's called the Walnut Grove. It is contentious from the start and eventually nearly erupts into armed conflict. And Harrison mobilizes the militia, and Tecumseh's warriors are on alert and grabbing their tomahawks, and the first day's meeting almost erupts into a battle before they adjourn, spend the night cooling off, get up the next morning, and with calmer heads, decide to part without hostilities. However, Tecumseh has threatened to kill all the chiefs who signed the 1809 treaty and to kill any survey crews working in the new treaty lands. So no issues have really been resolved, and the two sides part with nothing really accomplished. The frontier then enters into a phase of low-level guerrilla warfare, with settlers being killed, livestock being stolen, so on and so forth. The governors of the Illinois and Missouri Territory are writing letters to Harrison and to the Secretary of War demanding, when is something going to be done about the banditti, as they call them, at Prophetstown, and talking about the atrocities in their own jurisdictions. So Harrison's led to believe that he is in the beginning stages of an Indian war and has no army. So he begins appealing to the Secretary of War for federal troops, and eventually Secretary Eustis sends the 4th Regiment of Infantry down the Ohio, and the campaign to Prophetstown for the Battle of Tippecanoe will start. In our next episode, we'll take a look at the 4th Regiment troops, the Indiana and Kentucky militia that gather at Vincennes for the expedition, look at some of their equipment and uniforms and some of some of those things preparatory to the expedition. So thank you again for joining us today, and we'll see you for that next time.